Live from Austin, Texas, where we don't have giant ants, but we do have giant roaches and spiders. It's Retro Pals with Danny and Alex. Hello, Alex.
Hello, Danny. It's true.
Are you a fan of our massive insects?
No. It's spring has sprung, and so have the biggest mosquitoes I've seen in my life.
Well, luckily we also have the biggest mosquito hawks I've ever seen in my life. So if you go outside, it's just like these giant insects battling each other in midair right in front of your face. And then at night, your house is invaded by pill bugs.
I love God bless Texas.
Texas is great. Everything's bigger here. Even the roaches.
Including the insects.
Oh, if y'all have never seen a Texas water bug, aka a giant roach, consider yourselves lucky.
I hate them.
They're bad. I don't like them. There's nothing good about them.
Our cats don't even try to kill them. The cats will just find one and then just stare at us and then stare at the bug and then just meow at us.
Yeah, the cats just assume they belong here because they're so big. They're all like, oh, it's fellow residents of the house. Cool.
It's a medium-sized cat.
Well, everyone, welcome back to the second Retro Pals stream in 2 days, and boy, does it ever feel like it. Mm-hmm. I'm ready to get this done and dusted so I can take a whole day off. But for now, we got something to show off.
Yeah.
This week, we asked our patrons what they wanted to see in the form of a series of sensationalist headlines. We had Sega Makes Pokemon games. That would have been a Sega Pico Japanese game showcase. Mm-hmm. What's that second one? Fitness company invents Nintendo Wii in 2004. That would be the Zavix, which I have several games for. Mm-hmm. And that takes up more room than any other console I've ever had.
It's so big!
Another one that didn't win was Austin Man willingly plays old demo discs. Yeah, that would have been me. I would have played PS1 demo discs. But as it turns out, the most sensationalist headline of them all is what grabbed everyone. And that is FMV Nightmare bankrupts idiot developer.
That is kind of, first of all, it's a little...
That's maybe,
mean.
Yeah, that's
mean.
That's pushing it a little far. No editor would let you call a developer an idiot, no matter what website you work for. It's a little bit strongly worded, but that is kind of what happened, and it does make for an interesting story. So let's start this up.
All right.
Now, I have many, many things to say about this game, and its developer Cinemaware, and luckily this game is programmed in such a way that after every scene there's really long load times, so we'll have plenty of time to discuss it.
Cool.
And this game, I'm going to try and beat it. I think it ranges from like an hour to an hour and a half, and a lot of the stuff that happens in this game is kind of random, but no matter what happens, you're going to enjoy some quality FMV. Let's get her started. It came from the desert. For your PC Engine Super CD-ROM system. Or TurboGrafx CD, if you're on this side of the world. Now, if you remember, way back when, this was a big selling point for the Turbo CD. They didn't have many games back then. They had, like, what was it, Last Alert? Magical Dinosaur Tour? And now you got this.
I love this music, first of all.
The song is called Sea of Love. Yeah, 3 people designed the action scenes? Whatever. It's a sea of love, baby. Yeah, the sea of love. Oh, sea of love. Yeah, sea of love.
Thank you to Umbrella for subscribing. They say, are the Retro Pals tough enough?
It does sound like that song. Is it tough enough? The TurboGrafx CD was not tough enough. This is the Chris Isaac portion of the song.
Wow.
And our story begins. This game, like many Cinemaware games, takes place in one unbroken sequence, and there's no saving. So here's hoping we have a good playthrough here.
It just fucking starts.
Yeah. No menus, no saving, no loading. This is a full interactive cinematic experience right from the off.
What?
It's Grandpa.
Ants, Buzz. They build cities, wage wars, take slaves to work their underground farms. Some can even fly thousands of feet into the sky and travel across vast oceans. But they never kill for sport. That is solely the domain of Homo sapiens.
Hey, Doc,
You're a
my
Homo
man likes
sapien.
jackrabbits.
Oh, wait.
I don't think he's a Homo sapien.
No, I don't believe he is, Buzz. But enough of that. Let me show you my latest endeavor. I've rigged up a high-powered television camera on the roof. From here, I can see everything from the highway to Barbecue Pass. Let's
Barbecue
see what the good
Pass.
citizens of
That
London
sounds
are up
delicious.
to today.
And it just throws you right in there, in media res. Doesn't introduce anyone. It's just, you're this guy Buzz, and your friend is a professor who loves ants. Ants never hunt for sport. Unlike humans.
One of the locals, Buzz. I see he's out shooting jackrabbits with his big shotgun again. For fun.
Unlike ants.
There's what I'm after. The wreck on the highway. A bad sign, very bad.
That's the atomic waste truck that cracked up last night, isn't it?
It was no accident. Its deadly cargo had vanished by the time the sheriff arrived. That can only mean one thing, Buzz. I want you to get out to Borax and reactivate my sensor grid.
Your
Professor.
old radiation sensor grid? You haven't used that since the A-bomb test. And why borax? That old ghost town gives me the creeps.
It's Borax, not Borat. Y'all.
Why did it just
Well,
get
this
more?
place is still Funtown, USA.
Funtown, USA, made up of like 4 distinct colors from what I can see here.
Wow.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and follow a walkthrough to get to the ending, if at all possible. Also going to relate some Cinemaware history, most of which I get from this link here that I'm about to post in chat, so do check that out. It's very informative. Quite juicy. A lot of good details in there. Alright, so in day 1, we have to go to the Borax Saloon. Borax, a popular ant killer that the town pays tribute to.
Looks like a really bad.
This is multimedia, Alex. This is the multimedia revolution.
It looks like something that if you posted this on a BBS, they'd make fun of you. Who is he?
Something I've been working on. It's called the Asshole Waltz.
Well, now you have. Now you sure have. Now listen up. You want the girl, you want knowledge, or you want shrimp? Now what's it gonna be?
I want shrimp.
You probably want the girl, right?
No, I want
They
shrimp.
usually do.
Are they girl shrimp?
All you can eat shrimp. And you didn't miss anything. This is how the game really begins. It throws you right in there, leaving you wondering just what the hell is happening. And what we want for later is strength. We gotta learn that in order to learn how to forward flip, which is a very important maneuver.
My job is to train you for the fight of your life. Ugh. And look at you. You're a wreck. What have you been doing to yourself?
Playing video
You're
games.
all burgered and fried out. You probably think I'm an old fart, but I'll kick your butt from here to Hooterville. Kids today are made out of freaking cow fat. You know that? Here, drink some of this, and we'll hit the weight bench. Let's go! I'm talking to you, pencil neck!
Let me introduce you to my favorite fitness forums. That dude has rocks on his barbells. He's freaking Fred Flintstone.
The sensor checked out okay.
I hate him. I'm
Oh, it's a
sorry.
rumbling sound. Whoa!
Oh. A rumbling sound. And then... hang on. Oh, we're underground now.
Excuse me?
So this is one of the many arcade action sequences in this game. Arcade in like several thousand quotes. Just imagine me saying it. You gotta shoot the ants, and you gotta get to the bottom of the mine shaft, which is where the ants are holed up. The game tells you none of this. In fact, it makes you think that these sequences are irrelevant, but really you have to finish them in order to beat the game.
Merch calls us the original Zillion.
Pretty much. Except better. Now you shoot these ants a few times, they go down. There's an ant counter up there, but I've gotten it down to 0 and the ants keep coming, so I don't think there's much point to fighting them. The mines are something you return to throughout the game. Like, the idea is eventually you'll get captured, and the next time you go into the mine, you start off where you left off. And eventually you reach the bottom where the Ant Queen is, and that's how you win the game.
The PC version, the Amiga version, we're actually going to be playing the Amiga version later tonight, and yes, it is different.
This guy was booking it! Did you see that move?
Yeah.
See how cool I am?
Are you parkouring over ants again, Danny?
Yeah, I'm just showing off. I should note these sequences are one-hit deaths, by the way. Also, the controls are very bad. 2 jumps sometimes, and the 1 button shoots. So it's the opposite from what you're used to in most console games.
Danny, this looks like shit.
No, it's a multimedia revolution, Alex. That's why we got a Turbo CD in the first place. Now, up until this point, Cinemaware had been developing adventure games for PC platforms, most notably the Amiga. And they did big business there, especially in Europe, where the Amiga install base was the biggest. Their games were known for having, like, really cinematic approaches, thus the name, and it was just really cool-looking games. If you ever want to look them up, they look like nothing from that period. It was just, like, full-screen face graphics of people talking to you, just really nicely drawn environments, and just generally a good sense of cinematic pacing. Because this game's structure is not unusual for Cinemaware. A lot of their games are just like hour-long, 2-hour-long experiences where you play through it in a straight line, and whether a good or bad ending you get, that's the ending. That's the whole story you got. And that's kind of their whole approach, just taking that cinematic experience and putting it on home consoles. PCs, rather. Now, we did cover one of their games previously, and that game was the Three Stooges.
I was gonna say, they did the Three Stooges, yeah?
Yes. NES version of that is not great. But the PC one was kind of inventive for its time, due to its using digitized graphics. And it won over the Stooge heads, the Stooge fans.
So you.
So me, yeah. Okay, we got to the third floor here. That's a good start to the game. The game lets you practice these modes by holding down a button before you boot the game, which is very nice. I've practiced the final boss, and I can actually beat it in theory, but that remains to be seen whether I can put it into practice. So here's what Cinemaware decided to do. They took It Came From the Desert, which was its own Amiga PC game, and they wanted to make an FMV version for the upcoming CD-ROM consoles and computer systems. Note that I say upcoming, because they started filming this game before they even had a platform in mind.
Ooh.
They just knew that one day, be it the CDI or something else, something would come out that would let them leverage the CD-ROM's capabilities. Now, at the time, they thought that would be Amiga, right? Oh shit, well, whatever. But Amiga, upon seeing CD-ROM technology, they just decided to say, we don't need that. And that kind of left Cinemaware up creek.
Bad news. I better hit the road.
And that was only the start of their problems.
KOOL, the voice of the desert.
KLOL?
99.9 on your FM dial. Prissy on line 5. Speak to the cool man.
Hello? Cool man?
You got me, babe.
Well, I've got this sort of boyfriend, but he's not part of the crowd. You know, he's kind of a loner. I mean, he kisses really cool, but he thinks this town really sucks flavor straws. He wants to take me to California on his motorcycle.
Hey, stick around, Priss. This town's gonna be action central real soon. And listen, dump this jerk. He sounds like a real loser to me. What do you want to hear, babe?
We'll see of love. Of course.
Of course!
The #1 requested song of the night. Sea of Love.
So that's our girlfriend. She thinks we kiss really cool, but she also thinks we're a giant loser. Big enough loser to call into the local radio station about it.
That's hilarious.
Let's go get some ammo. Oh no, here's the famous song, Sea of Love.
This town does suck flavor straws, exactly.
Yeah.
Also,
Someday
this
we'll get to the Sea of Love.
song does not sound like it belongs from the 50s. I love it.
It really does have an 80s Chris Isaac sound to it.
Oh shit, the cops are here.
Where'd you think you were going, Lincoln? California? I hear you've been nosing around out in Borax. Who sent you out there? A friend of yours? An old crackpot doc? You think you got this thing all figured out, don't you?
No.
Figure
Hey!
this out, smart ass. Don't kill him yet.
Okay.
Cool.
There's a story here. They seem intent on not telling us what it is, though. Just checking out my Tommy gun. No big deal.
What you come here for, boy, huh? You gonna buy yourself a big old piece to keep away the boogeyman? Everybody knows you killed Ben Hubbard and stole all that atom bomb stuff out of his truck. What'd you do, sell it to buy reefer, huh? You know, scumbrain, that town used to be on the map before that doc friend of yours started tooting his own damn horn. Army closed down the bomb plant, cleared the whole deal. Now your old man and half the town slaving in a frickin' dump. Better watch yourself, boy. You better.
Now, who wants some crawdads?
I was
Ooh!
gonna say, I guarantee. Wow.
Tell Doc what's going on.
So the game goes like this. You make a selection, and then it plays some FMV, and then you make another selection, and nothing ever makes any sense.
And whatever it was the size of a Buick.
Shadows of unseen monsters in a haunted ghost town. This is the stuff of cheap, vulgar pulp fiction, Buzz, not good science. On the other hand, I am already getting sensor readings since you activated the network. Surprisingly high in the vicinity of the foundry, too.
Well, what was it? Fallout from the atomic waste truck accident? Another A-bomb? What?
It doesn't match the particle spread of nuclear waste. And if it's what I think it is, it's far worse than a bomb, Buzz. Far worse. Now, scat, young man. I must make some more observations and calculations.
Well, let's scat. What do you think of the color usage in these FMV sequences?
Yee.
So all these scenes were filmed on green screen on Betacam, and it shows.
Was there something else, Buzz?
Tunnels, Doc. The ants are digging tunnels under everything.
Oh, we made progress, so we see an additional
you
scene
found
here.
Tunnels? What a genius! What else do ants do but dig tunnels? You thought they were going to come down Main Street on floats like the Easter parade? What bothers me is, why didn't I think of that? I'm an old spud brain, Buzz, that's why. The buggers will tunnel under the whole damn town and pop up wherever they please. But the Queen is down there somewhere. There's your real target.
Mm-hmm.
Here are 2 miniature TV transceivers. We can talk to each other using these. What, were you hoping for an atomic ray gun or something? This is the best I can do, boy. Better take them and get to work.
I'm on your side, but I'm going to yell at you anyway, because this is an FMV game, and everyone's got to yell at you.
Calm down, dude.
Oh, he's back.
Seems calmer.
Was there something else, Buzz?
Yeah. Hey, listen, I ran into the sheriff. I mean, he was acting crazy. You know, like my old lady gets when she's on Milltowns, you know? Anyway, he was gonna shoot me, but something like grabbed a hold of him and he couldn't shoot.
My God. It's beginning already. They've taken over his mind. He's become an ant droid. And there may be others. Buzz, and they won't be easy to kill. Think of it. The whole population of Lovelock turned into an army of blood-crazed ant zombies. Well, what are you waiting for? The world to end? Get out there and do something.
All right, good news, Alex. The walkthrough says after visiting the lab, you'll automatically return home for a fight with your parents. So let's do that.
Some kind of spooky nightmare or something, but I'm not waking up. Maybe I forgot to set my alarm. I better get home. My old lady must be getting itchy to hit somebody by now.
The old ball and chain.
Line 2, Billy Bob.
I saw it. It was huge. It was heading for lunch. It ain't my poodle.
Billy Bob's doing Duco again. It's an eerie, unsettled evening on the desert, boys and girls. In this town without pity.
Evening?
Here's City Without Sin.
Oh, yeah.
This?
Let's rock out. I'm gonna have a fight with my parents. If you're wondering what's happening or where this is going, just let it wash over you. Let's just let this happen. If you question it, you're just gonna get more confused.
So, Mr. Big Shot, riding around on your fancy cycle all day? Elroy, you tell this ungrateful lodger of ours how it's gonna be from now on. You tell him what we decided. Go on now.
Bud, you been going to school long enough. You ain't learning nothing, and we got no money for fancy college stuff. So your stepmother and I decided that instead of you going back to school next week, that you're going to start with me down at the site. There's no better job in this town, and now all that book stuff ain't going to do you no good with the boys down at the plant.
Dad, the plant's a time bomb. They got leakage and busted containers all over the place. It's a death trap. The doc figures...
The doc, it's always the doc this and the doc that. That old mail case, what does he know? You ought to show some respect from the folks who raised you, ungrateful little punks. Hit him, Elroy, let him have it.
Hit him, get me a beer, Ruth. Now, we done told him, ain't that enough?
Hey, I'm your mom. Hey.
Are the writers okay?
AOL.
No.
The voice of the desert.
They're really not.
The voice in your mind. I hear you listening out there. In your empty rooms, in your empty lives. Getting sleepy. While the pod under your bed grows and grows. No, that's the feature at the Ground Zero Motor Movies this week. Invasion of the Pod People. I want every hard-loving, hard-rocking cat and kitty down there tonight for the Lover Special. 2 free breath mints and a jumbo tube of chapstick for all those tired kissers. Speaking of which, here's snacks with Fog Up the Windows.
Shut up, dude.
I can handle a lot of the things about this game, but the persistent horniness is not one of them.
Chad is in love with anti-mame.
Get it? Anti-mame? I don't know why they chose pink as the primary color for that scene, but whatever. Okay, we should go to the Foundry here. But to continue the story a little bit more, they were developing It Came from the Desert for the Amiga and this version at the same time. They had no platform in mind, and what they found out is that if the Amiga wasn't going to give a CD-ROM system, if the CDI was still several years off, there was this little company in Japan by the name of NEC who was developing the first CD-ROM console, and they wanted to get in on that. More later. We gotta go to the Foundry. This looks like it'll end well.
Hold it! Where do you think you're going? Hey, you're the Lincoln kid, aren't you? We know all about you. You're on our list. Our death list.
Cool.
This is just what games were like back then. Hi.
Not so fast, Buzz. It's time to play Exterminator. Are you any good at killing bugs?
I guess so. Let's kill some bugs.
That did look cool. That looked very cool.
That did look kind of cool for everything else in this game compared to that. So what we're gonna see here is probably another mini game. Okay, these scenes are kind of disturbing. So fair warning. They eat people's clothes off and eventually their skin, leaving nothing but bone.
Danny.
Yeah. Didn't you play games like this? What? Why are you acting so weirded out? You can also shoot him like 1,000,000 times in the face and he doesn't care.
Is this by Epix? Is this like fucking Exidy? I mean, is this like fucking...
This does remind me of Chiller, doesn't it?
Yeah, like, this is like Chiller core. Even the like lo-fi gore there is very...
I don't like it. It is actually kind of off-putting, especially in later levels where like they're eating children. Hope we don't get to that point. Anyway, we saved most of him. Yeah, he's fine.
Thanks, stranger. But it ain't enough. You gotta get the queen and kill her. It's the only way you can stop what's gonna happen. Oh.
So with the promising deal of never mind.
Human dog meat. It won't be so easy next time.
Those skulls are really nicely rendered.
Oh, man. All that and they didn't even give me a Cupid doll. Where's my hog? I'm out of here.
Give me my hog!
So bolstered by their the promise of a new console, they started shooting this in earnestness. They knew it would come to a system eventually, and all they had to do was pay all the actors for their time. It turns out actors are way more expensive than programmers. They were paying a lot of these people like $500 a day, and just racking up debt upon debt upon debt, eventually knowing that all of that would pay off. Now, I think we have some free time here, so Alex, where should we go?
Will something good happen at the drive-in?
I don't know. Has anything good happened yet? Should we go?
Yeah, let's go. I heard
right.
they have a special where I can go make out or some shit.
Oh, yeah, the makeout special.
Mm-hmm.
Giant tube of chapstick. This looks convincing.
Stop it, Sonny. You said we were just gonna watch the movie.
It's not human. It knows what it wants, and there's no stopping it.
Oh my God, it's Buzz.
Oh, hey, Buzz, what are you doing up there? We're trying to watch the movie here.
We standing on his hood?
Oh my God!
Now get lost before I exterminate you.
I'm so embarrassed I could just croak. Woo!
Oh, jeez, I give up. You can both drop dead.
Send a warning to the world. The pod people are coming. The pod people are coming.
Very easily see the green screen artifacts on them.
Oh my God.
Very easily.
KOOL, the voice of the desert. Lovely Linda on line 1. Talk to Cool Man.
Sometimes I look at the desert sky at night and I just want to cry. It's so beautiful. All the blue and red glowing stars. But my life down here is so awful. This is a really mean, dirty little town. People here have no hope. I can see it in their eyes.
Linda, your beautiful voice full of pain and poetry, it's shooting out from my radio tower at the speed of light. Up, and out through the cold black void to one day reach those diamond white and blue stars. This moment, your name, your feelings to touch the hearts of wondrous life forms resonating with love and joy. These places exist. You must believe me, dear.
I do believe you, cool man. Thank you. Play me a song.
For Linda, the no tones with Night Has 1,000 Eyes.
I guess this is Arizona. Borax, Arizona. I guess that would be appropriate.
I do not like Cool Man.
Hey, I'm Cool Man. I'm here to whisper seductively to you.
I wish he wouldn't do that.
And that's day 1. What do you think? We've done so much.
What is going on? Also,
We've learned so much about the setting, the characters, the story. No time for that. The old man's talking.
Hold on.
Was there something else, Buzz? Well, Doc, it was like, I don't know, it was like some kind of crazy game. People were getting eaten by these slimy bugs.
Extraordinary. The ant mind has taken human prisoners and is using them as living projectors to create his army of anthroid zombies. When you encounter them, a deadly mind game using the prisoners as bait is set in motion, which challenges your deepest mental power. So stay alert, Buzz. The ant mind may be preparing other, more subtle forms of psychic attack.
Oh, if there's anything that's subtle, it's this game. Yeah, the ant mind, the game doesn't really spell this out. It's something that controls the minds of everyone in town and turns them against you. For some unknown reason, you, Buzz, are immune to this, though no one else is, so you have to watch who your friends are. Another fun fact, there's 3 FMV games for the TurboGrafx-16 CD. The first 2 are Sherlock Holmes games from ICOM. This is the 3rd. They never made any others, for some reason. Let's go to the mine shaft.
Well, they saw this and they were like, why even try?
Why improve on perfection?
This old mine shaft's a death trap. Do I really want to do this?
Yes. We have to, Buzz.
What's wild is this game got the TurboGrafx version of this game. I was looking up old video game mags and stuff today, and it got decent reviews.
Oh yeah, they were raving about it. They couldn't get enough back then.
This was considered like a lot of magazines call this like a must-buy for the system if you're going to get a TurboGrafx-16.
Mm-hmm. And I guess it was unique, and it was from an experienced developer. This game certainly had an amount of hype behind it.
And that's so weird to me because it's this.
Yeah, this. I'm gonna try and get a little bit further here. It's nice that it lets you stay on the level that you last got to. I'm glad that it gives you at least some sort of progression, because God knows you're not gonna find it elsewhere in the game. I'm out of bullets. Shit. Oh well, let's try again tomorrow. I like how you never die in this game. That's the one thing I do like. You just progress.
Man, those things are bad news. I better hit the road.
Oh, time to hit the road.
Mm-hmm. Hope you like Cool Guy.
No!
Oh, we're not going to hear from Cool Guy.
That's because the FCC pulled him from the air.
Oh.
I like the way that guy looks.
He looks cool.
He looks decent.
So this should lead into the next arcade sequence.
Arcade.
Arcade.
With
a million finger quotes. And this is what it looks like.
Hey, this looks kind of like shit, Danny.
How dare you?
You're right. I can't disagree with Monty Hall of GamePro, who says this game has a 4.0 fun factor and a 5 in graphics and sound.
Yep, Alex read all the contemporary reviews of this game. Everyone loved it. And that sequence there, you gotta dynamite the ant holes to seal them up.
BPH asks if this is Action 52.
Gotta find Prissy before it's too late.
It's more like Action 4.
The power station, the power station.
There's something like 4 different minigames in here.
Yeah.
Ah, God. Let's go to the power station plant. Also, the audio balancing in this game is great.
A little bit. A little great.
Hey, you're that troublemaker kid. Hey, get the...
Does anyone like this guy?
Oh, what the...
Well, it looks like we have to save this man. Let's don't run.
Let's just stay put.
Stand your ground.
No, Danny.
Alright, you know the drill. Shoot the ants before they eat the dude.
Alright. Good luck not getting, eaten, dude. I don't know why
no,
this...
never mind. It's the other one. Now, believe it or not, the controls here are really terrible. In order to throw a grenade really far, you have to hold the button, essentially cook it for a few seconds before releasing it. That doesn't really work, or be fun in any way.
I can't see how you say this has bad controls. Monty Hall of GamePro, by the way, gave this a 3 in controls, so it's better than average.
Yeah, it's still good. That's like the green little smiley face. He's all like, "Hey, I'm happy to be playing a video game."
Mm-hmm. He's happy to be playing this. Why aren't you?
I kick some butt, but I better scram before they start coming after me. I gotta ride.
Okay, we have to go to the sheriff's office or the Borax Saloon. Let's go to the sheriff's office. So yeah, the circumstances under which this game was made explains how it turned out. Hi.
I'm glad you came down to see me, Buzz. Your father and I are very worried about you. You've displayed a certain anti-social behavior lately. And in a small town like this, everyone's got their eye on you. I've been told to give you one more chance to join in with the...
Excuse me.
...community.
You kind of buzzed the mic there. We should retake this.
think Cinnamon Ware has that money.
Of being a loner? An individual?
It beats being a bug, huh, Sheriff?
Get out! We'll find you. This is our town now. There's no place you can hide.
I'm enjoying this. As a connoisseur of FMV games, I'm really enjoying experiencing this for the first time.
When I clue him in.
Well, gotta go to Doc. Tell him about the crazy sheriff, who's also an ant? I don't know.
They're all fucking ants.
Huge ants, all over the place, the size of Plymouth.
Plymouth? Nash Ramblers, perhaps. Crosley's, maybe, but Plymouth? This is far worse than I could have imagined. I've got to make some calculations. This is no mindless bug invasion like those trashy science fiction movies. They have a leader and a sinister plan that spells doom for all of us if we don't move fast. Out with you. I must be alone.
Send me my elves. I must make toys.
I love Santa.
Me too. Oh, hey, we're back.
Oh, excellent, Buzz. Why didn't you say something sooner?
What?
This is all the proof I need. I'm calling General Hightower right now. He'll send in the air wing. You stinking exoskeletal excrement. This means war!
Speaking of excrement, Professor,
What?
you wanna put down that massive turd?
Is that a...
Well, we brought him something that advanced the plot.
I gotta head home, I guess. Home. What a joke.
Those ants have been eating too much corn.
Oh boy. This is the last thing I need.
Nice bomb.
Your stepfather might lose his job over this, you know.
What?
His own kid breaking in and stealing from his company? We didn't raise you to do
You
this.
didn't raise me, you got that right. I didn't steal nothing. There are ants out there the size of Pontiacs, and you're whining about Dad's stinking atomic waste dump?
That cheap trick of a girlfriend of yours called. She says maybe she's not going to be home tonight after all. Maybe she's going to go out with a friend. Maybe she's going to go to the drive-in to make out.
Scene over.
What?
Thanks, Mom. So, they made mention of those trashy sci-fi movies, and funnily enough, in the late 80s and early 90s, there was starting to be a trend, a resurgence of interest in older sci-fi movies.
Mm-hmm.
You'll remember that's around the time that Ed Wood's movies started to get prominent again. This game was modeled specifically after Them, which was a 50s movie about... That was about ants, right?
Yes, it was about ants.
Okay, they pretty much just ripped that off. So yeah, that's the environment this was created in. I think there was even a Plan 9 from Outer Space PC game around this time that was an adventure game.
Yeah. That may have been a little after this, but there definitely was that, yeah.
So, forced to pay these actors every single day, and they kept diving into the company's reserves, they struck a deal with NEC, or rather the American branch that was bringing the TurboGrafx to the US at the time. And they said, hey, we love your game, we'd love to have it as an exclusive, and we want 20% of your company. And having little choice in the matter, being deeply in debt, they said yes.
Oh, wow.
This game had to be a TurboGrafx exclusive. They were entirely betting on this. It could be on no other system, you gotta sell it here. And, hey, it's alright, because that Turbo CD, when it comes out, it's gonna be a million seller.
Oh, it's gonna be huge.
Let's look at the TV. So many good decisions went into the making of this game.
Hi, Buzz. I've missed you. I just can't stand it anymore. I've got to see you. Meet me in Borax tonight. You won't be sorry. Bye, baby.
Well, the TV's talking to us now. That makes about as much sense as anything.
That's good.
But just imagine the circumstances of this. Like, at this point, they haven't even started developing the game yet. They're still filming the FMV sequences. They haven't even looked at the hardware.
Yeah, but...
It was only way too late that they'd find out that the hardware was way too limited for what they wanted to do. Thus the extremely simple action scenes.
I gotta be a mental case to be out here tonight.
Let's go to the saloon. Oh, barbecue pass! Okay, we gotta get strength this time so we can learn how to flip. Ready to learn to flip?
No.
Let's go talk to Uncle Fred Flintstone. Oh boy.
What?
You look sick. Stay off the atomic pies, huh, kid? Listen, I got a new move for you. Check this out. I'm gonna use these little guys here to demonstrate. This is a freaking ant. This is you, all right? You get a running start on the enemy here, and then launch. Ah, bang! One dead bug. Cool, huh? I call this the Leaping Devastator. Now you try it.
I didn't mean forward flip, I meant the Leaping Devastator. And now we have a move we can use in the tunnels.
KOOL, the voice of the desert. Sonny on line 1.
Turn it off!
Talk to Cool Man.
Hey man, I want to dedicate a song to my hog-riding fool buddy who's out there right now on the front lines trying to kill himself.
One of our fighting boys is in trouble. Is that what you're trying to tell us, Sonny?
He's fighting for everybody, man. He's trying to save the whole damn world. Sure, it seems crazy, but he's right. There's something out there trying to eat us. I've seen it. Play him Highway to Hell. Rock on, Buzzard.
Oh yeah,
Rock
AC/DC.
I'm with you.
Here we go, Highway to Hell.
Alright, get ready for a licensing strike. Wait a minute. I wasn't aware... I didn't know AC/DC took a jazz fusion turn. But, you know, whatever works. That's the end of day 2. We've accomplished so much in so little time. Now the guide says we start at home, so get ready to hear from Mom and Dad. What was with FMV games just always yelling at you?
And authorities have
guess it was
attributed
the
the huge
90s in
crash
general.
appearing on the highway between the power station and the nuclear waste dump to frost heaves. Sounds like what I had after downing a quart of Thelma What's-Her-Name snake-flavored ice cream.
It's them! They're tunneling under everything.
You've been seeing too many movies, Bud. Now, don't you have to be somewhere? This working man needs some peace and quiet.
You get that when you're dead. All you want of it. And you won't have to wait long either.
Get out of here before
I'm not gonna finish that!
Got it.
Let's go to Sonny's.
Okay.
We need to give him something, according to the walkthrough. Otherwise, I'd have no idea.
So what does this thing do, Buzz? Well, I've got one too. Doc invented it. It's a two-way TV communicator. You can talk to me anytime you want to. That's great.
That's great. It's great.
That's just absolutely great.
Wait a minute. That's great. 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 The ants won. The ants won. They beat us. All right, so another important thing I discovered when testing this game is you can skip the FMVs. So let's start the story over from the beginning.
Danny, no, it's like okay.
Let's start the game over. Let's see how far we can get. That's great.
That's great.
So, with a bum deal from NEC, they started developing this game, and they eventually completed it. Once again, they had to really dial back the intensity of the action scenes. They were not well versed in the TurboGrafx hardware, as you can tell by how this game turned out. Come on, let's start the game. I don't got no time for the Sea of Love.
That's great.
They also started developing TV sports games for the TurboGrafx-16. Those are CinemaWare games, believe it or not.
Is that why Cinemaware was so much on the NEC?
Yeah, they had a working agreement with them. They bought 20% of the company, so just make them do what you want. Put sports games on your system. See if I care.
Danny's mad.
I'm a little bit mad, but really, I should expect nothing less from this game. You will see an ending, I promise you that. There's a secret code to see one of the endings, so no matter what, we will get a definitive end to this story.
Will this play?
Let's go back to the Borax Saloon, listen to Fred Flintstone, so we can get...
Bunga bunga, me strong.
The strength we need. You know what? There's no way I'm going to beat this game, so let's just see the alternate FMV sequences.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I love him, I'm sorry! Oh, wait, I'm correcting this.
He's not moving his fingers at all. That's amazing.
Like that?
Is that even possible?
I love him.
I play saxophone. I should know. Okay, this time we want the girl.
This could be horny.
I have no idea.
Well, let's find out. I think this is going to be horny. That's my prediction.
Might as well close this walkthrough.
This looks like shit.
Hi. Come closer. Oh, don't be shy. I'm Marina. I know. You're Buzz. We're an act. Clay, me, Man of Steel. We played Vegas. These are just temporary lodging.
Wow, the floor is lava.
The cops leave us alone up here. Well, you know all about the cops, don't you? You're one of us, Buzz. I can feel your pain. Pull her back with me. There isn't much time. Take the power.
Okay, let's take the power. Even starting the game over, the FMVs make no sense.
Later, at the foundry, the watchman, he's one of them.
Wow.
Wow!
I'm glad I saw that.
The sensor checked out okay. What's that rumbling sound? Whoa!
Oh boy, here we go. So eventually, after many difficulties, after a really long and protracted development that lasted years and put them deep into debt, they released this game. Now, they had low expectations. They were thinking, you know what, if we just make half our development budget back, we can eventually start making other games and get back on track. After all, we're forging a new path here in the world of multimedia. We're doing things no one else has done. We have to invest heavily into this. Now, they expected to get some of their investment back, but in the end, they got none of it. This game didn't sell well enough to, make any sort of impact on their financials. I think someone in chat said that the CD install for the TurboGrafx at the time was around 10,000, and what they sold was a fraction of that. So, nothing compared to the millions they sunk into this game. Also, Cinemaware they were a very small company. It started off as a husband and wife team, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Just starting right out of their bedroom, and they hired a few people, got some success, and it went all to their heads. This game was released in 1990, and Cinemaware filed for bankruptcy in 1991. That should tell you basically everything you need to know about this game. Again, go to that link I posted earlier. It's full of juicy details. Just, man, the idea that you'd start filming this very expensive production, not even knowing what system it would be on, not even knowing what kind of gameplay that system could support. Why? It was a huge risk, of course, and funnily enough, around the same time, Tom Zito was exploring similar territory with the Nemo, aka the Control Vision. And yet, even he didn't fuck it up nearly as badly as Cinemaware did.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is...
Seriously, look at their other PC games sometime. Look at Wings. Look at King of Chicago. Those games are amazing.
Wait, Wings?
Yeah, Wings. It's not based on the TV show.
Is it based on the band?
It's based on World War I, Alex.
Oh, well, that's actually normal.
It's not based on a band on the run, or the Jailer Man, or Sailor Sam.
Okay, good.
Just goes to show, throughout video game history, there are some major fuck-ups, and it's hard to think of one worse than this one. They had a good deal going. Their games were good sellers, and It Came Through the Desert was their best-received game yet. The Amiga version. Mm-hmm. And then they just decided, no, we're also going to be Hollywood now. We have to put Hollywood-level money into this. And boy, did they ever pay the price. I think they just weren't expecting how badly the Turbo CD sold. I think they expected it to have at least some install base, but it just never materialized. And they entered this agreement knowing that the TurboGrafx-16 base unit was a terrible seller. They just thought the release of the CD-ROM add-on would turn things around. Because, you know, people are willing to spend $200 on a system plus $500 for the CD add-on.
A good point, but Video Game King, there was actually a big resurgence in Gen X types when it this time in like the late 80s, early 90s when it came to B movies and shit like that. I remember there in LA there were a whole bunch of revivals for Plan 9 from Outer Space at the time too, like in the mid to late 80s.
We've seen this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can skip these scenes, but yeah, between there being so many scenes and so many load times, we probably can't catch up to where we were. Some of you may be disappointed. Others may say, that's great! Because it does mean that we can move on. Oh, what a disappointment.
Oh yeah, MST3K, that's another...
Yeah, MST3K is kind of a thing that happened around that time. Of course that had influence on old sci-fi movies being brought back.
Yeah, there was actually, I don't know if they aired, I think they aired it on Nickelodeon or some show. There's I forget what it was called. But it was a show where they would literally redub old movies, like Turkey Time or Turkey TV or something. I know that, God... Oh, I wish I could remember that show. But yeah, that was a whole weird time period.
So should I skip to the end game?
Yes.
I think I should.
Man, this must be some...
Or do you want to hear more cool guy?
No!
All right, let's
I'm revoking his license right now.
Reset your damn system. Or crash, fine. I don't care. You can do whatever you want, Turbo CD.
Right, rougher, Ranny.
I don't need the soft reset. So there's button codes you can enter at this screen. One of these codes skips you to the final boss. So let's fight the final boss. Now the funny thing about the final boss is that this looks exactly like the mine sequences. Not mine carts. There's no mine carts, unfortunately. And while it looks like it, it plays completely differently. The control scheme is completely fucked here. Luckily, it gives you this one pixel with which to practice the controls before the game completely annihilates you. You push down and A to throw a grenade, and then you go forward. Then you jump over this, and you keep shooting the things. Shit, I got too close. Let's try that again.
I am never talking about Dream On HBO, thank you.
That show had boobies in it.
Danny! You're not wrong. Could you word that a little better?
That show had naked breasts in it.
Thank you. Very, very adult mature.
Thank you.
That's great.
That's great! Aw, the game ends at day 5. We were almost there. Oh shit, that was bad from the off. You gotta kill the baby ant before you go forward. Otherwise, it's just not gonna work. Crashed again. It's fine. Stream is going according to plan.
Always going to Kikaku, babe.
So while I'm messing with this, another fun anecdote about CinemaWare and their mini woes back then. After their first few games, they wanted to make a licensed game. Specifically one based on Commando Cody, a series of movie serials from, like, what was it, the 30s, the 40s? It was about this dude in a rocket pack who had a helmet, and he fought bad guys. That was basically the gist of it.
Mm-hmm.
They were expecting to get this for, like, nothing. This was a property that no one had done anything with for years.
Yeah, it's like Commander Cody. Who the fuck would want that?
Instead, they said, no, sorry, we're going to go with our other investor who's competing against you. He's a guy by the name of Steven Spielberg.
No!
So Spielberg easily won the rights to Commando Cody at that point. So after that, they said, you know what? We got an idea for another similar project. There was something similar that came around the same time. Another guy in a rocket pack with a helmet. Let's license The Rocketeer.
Oh, no.
That was exactly at the moment Disney swooped in for their movie, The Rocketeer. And The Rocketeer movie is also why Steven Spielberg's Commander Cody movie never got made. Anyway, this is how you beat the last boss. So eventually they said, fuck it, this is going to be an unlicensed thing. We're going to make our own game about a dude with a rocket pack and a helmet. It's called Rocket Ranger. It's not based on anything. Fuck you. And that's how Rocket Ranger came to be. And yet again, that also shows that they had their finger on the pulse of what was next, like the changing trends, like what might be hot the next year. They were just a little bit too late, and they were competing against Spielberg and Disney at the same time. Of course, all this was happening in the background while It Came from the Desert was being made. Yeah, you gotta make it rear up. Then you gotta shoot it in the mouth. Got it!
You got it! Oh my god, with 2 bullets left.
Mm-hmm. Now, unfortunately, if you do that fight from the boot screen, it doesn't take you to the ending. The game just crashes. There's a lot of things built into this game that just end up crashing. It's no wonder that the game crashed just at random. But there is another button code to see the bad ending. You want to see that?
Yes.
Let's do it. This is if you don't save everyone in time. Ideally, by the 5th day, you want to get down to the Queen's lair, disable a force field, and kill her before the ants can nuke everyone. And this is what happens if you fail.
The Emperor of the Insect Planet.
Oh no, they're all crawling on the sky! Stop that!
That's very rude.
Oh, and also that happened.
Would ants be able to survive a nuclear, explosion? I know cockroaches can, but...
These ants could.
Okay.
Alex, I have one final piece of good news to deliver.
All the lines are open.
Last line is from Cool Guy.
Doesn't anybody want to talk to the cool man?
Isn't anybody out there? Anybody at all?
Well, things sure are quite a downtown. I guess I'm all alone here. Just me and 1,000 square miles of empty desert. And you, dear listener. It's just you and me now. I can hear you breathing. Slower and slower. What's your request? I thought so. That's everybody's final request. Let's go down. Way, way down to that sea of love. And good night, America. It's been swell. Hey, nothing lasts forever.
Good night, America. That's the end of everything. Listen to Sea of Love. That's what I call a bad ending. No one likes that ending. Everyone's upset. And one final reprise of good old Sea of Love. As we see these poor, poor unfortunates who are involved in this game. These people tried their hardest, it's just they way, way overestimated what their company could do, considering its size.
Yeah.
And in a way I can understand why they did what they did. They thought they were sitting on a gold mine, like they were already making Hollywood-style movies when FMV was about to become a thing. It's a natural conclusion. But they just didn't have a plan. They didn't have a game. All they had was very, very expensive video that ended up being exclusive to the TurboGrafx-16 due to a bum deal.
Well, they did have Cool Man, at least.
They did have Cool Man. Oh, spelled with a K. The comedy K. And that's the story of the TurboGrafx CD's third and final FMV game. It Came from the Desert.
Sure did.
What do you
Danny,
think?
that's great.
That is great. That's great.
That's great.
Man, just when we were making progress in the story, too. I say story, but where was the story? It just kind of started in the middle and nothing really happened. Just, A lot of confusing people talking in alien voices and also yelling at you.
I think Bob Nader mentioned it earlier, but Randy Polk, who's in this game, was also in Mystic Midway for the CDI, so that's beautiful.
Oh, dear God. That's a story for another time right there.
Umbrella says it's kind of humbling to see endeavors that make Tom Zito and American Laser games look like big-time ballers. Yeah?
Yeah, they knew what they were doing compared to CinemaWare. They just bit off way more than they could chew. Ken Melville, the performer of Sea of Love.
Thanks, Ken. Thanks, China Clipper Publishing, AC.
I'm unsatisfied with that. At some point I want to try reattempting this.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to need several months out from this game, though. I need to wash the stink out of it. wash the stink of this game off of me before we can play it again. But that's It Came from the Desert for Turbo CD, the game that killed CinemaWare. If you're ever wondering what happened to that company who made all those really cool cinematic adventure games, FMV happened to them. Also NEC. Another fun thing, after they struck that really horrible deal with NEC America, NEC Japan got word at just how badly they were handling things, and all those people who made the decisions were fired.
Oh, wow! Oh, my God!
And CinemaWare was just like, oh, we got this contract, but literally everyone we talked to about it is now fired, so what do we do now? I guess we're going to die. And that's what happened. But luckily, this was only one chapter of the It Came from the Desert experience, because for tonight's intermission, we have a special non-break intermission for us.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell Alex to play a video, and I'm going to talk over it while he takes an actual break. I have a lot to say about the Sega Genesis version of It Came from the Desert. There's a 15-minute long play, and we're going to watch it.
Cool Man is dead. Thank you for the 100 bits, Trough of Luxury. A winner is me.
Nice, thank you.
And Electric Boogaloo mentions that New World Computing made, I'm not sure which version they are discussing it, but one of these versions of this game.
Probably the Genesis one.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so we pretty much told the CinemaWare story backwards at this point. We started at the end with the disastrous Turbo CD version, as well as the Genesis one. But what we didn't mention was the original game, the whole game that this terrible idea spun out from. It Came from the Desert for the Commodore Amiga. Alex, cut to the gameplay screen. You may want to resize the menu, too.
Oh, yeah.
No, actually, that looks fine.
Let me just center it. There we go. Perfect.
Folks, I tried to set up a PC Amiga emulator. This is like my 7th or 8th time trying that. This time I figured out the Kickstart ROM, I figured out what Workbench was, and I still couldn't figure out how to make the games work. Luckily, we do have this extremely janky Wii Amiga emulator, which plays games way too fast, but it should give you a good idea of what the original It Came of the Desert was like. So let's play that. Just note that this isn't entirely accurate. Back to the Amiga. Brought to you by Big Ones.
Yeah. Contasia con A.
Oh, right, I need the frickin' mouse. This emulator makes you use a Wii remote as the mouse. This is, not ideal. But whatever. We'll make it work. Excuse me. I'm getting all caught up.
I was gonna say, it's okay, Danny. It's okay.
I'm getting all choked up.
We're very emotional here.
Oh, did I not disable the drive sounds? Whatever.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. I think the drive sounds kick ass.
I think they kick ass too. Put down this Turbo Duo controller. We're never gonna need this again. Do you think anyone involved in Big Ones has big ones?
Like, you mean big hard drives?
Yeah.
Like
that's
big video toaster consoles?
Yeah, you know, big ones.
Yeah. Hey.
Now, this game came on 3 discs. What were you gonna say? It came on 3 discs. It was actually a huge thing for CinemaWare. Before this, they limited their games to 2 discs, so as to not break up the cinematics. Also, this parts were going way too fast. It Came from the Desert! There's supposed to be some narration there, but we got no time for that. We got a game to play. And as usual, waiting for the discs to load is a big part of the Amiga experience. So let's just sit here and enjoy it.
Sitting, got your Yes album on. You're sitting at your computer with your Amiga. You're sitting at your Amiga, living the life.
Crack open a tab, play some Amiga. So, in this game, you are not Buzz, the asshole everyone hates. You're a geologist who's actually not from this town. You came looking for interesting rocks in the world's least interesting places. Lizard Breath, USA. A tumbleweed truck stop where the jokes are worse than the coffee, and every day is pretty much like every other. Anyway, a meteor smashed on top of this town, and that's probably fine.
That should be normal.
Then you hear a knock at the door. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. There we go. Okay, the improper speed makes the menu navigating hard. But we'll do what we can.
Is that a slug on your couch?
I think it is. It's a little baby slug.
Aw, friend.
In a second, you're going to get a chance to see what that kind of CinemaWare presentation quality was like on the Amiga versus other platforms. Look at that. Look at this scene here.
Hey, I love that donkey.
This is beautiful compared to the Turbo CD version. Holy shit, the people look like people. The donkey looks like a donkey.
It looks like the donkey's talking.
Oh, it did talk. So this is a more slower paced game. It's a slow burn compared to the whatever the Turbo CD one wanted to be. Let's ask the old geezer about his donkey. Capital D donkey. Oh, the volcano is keeping the mule away.
Wait. There's a volcano in town?
Yeah, but it's probably not important. There they go.
Hug donkey.
I wish we could hug donkey.
Hug donkey.
Let's make a call to the donkey. Oh boy. Should we call... Let's call Dusty.
Alright, well...
It simulates being routed through a phone operator.
Oh, is she, I saw that she was a K-Bug, so is she also is she like the equivalent of Cool Man, but not insufferable?
Maybe so. Yeah, we could go to the map here and look around. I think that's probably a good idea.
Okay.
First time I played this, I just went right to sleep. And what's that? Music. This game has music.
No, that's Cook's Stud Farm.
Let's go to the stud farm. I'm a stud looking for a farm. So this game actually gives you a time limit, a timer, and objectives, believe it or not.
This is some real Stud Farm music.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right there, fella. Didn't I tell you Gummit boys not to come around here no more? Oh, he's just upset because of the meteor shower. We picked up our shotguns and plumb blew the roof off Rafe Jobs' place squad car. Anyway.
Great!
You go around town trying to talk to people, figuring out if they know anything about these giant ants that you've seen. And in the first half of the game, what you gotta do is you have to convince the town people that there's actually a problem. So for most of the game, everyone's just like, oh, you're crazy, there's no giant ants, come on. And eventually you collect evidence to show to these people, yeah, there's giant ants, we gotta do something. But at first they're all like, get the hell off my property.
Fair enough.
Now, the fun part, the second half of the game, it actually turns into a strategy game. People start to listen to you. They take up outposts to protect the town from the ants. And depending on who lives or who dies, you can actually have a proper defense for this town, instead of letting the ants overrun it. So Alex, isn't this looking like an actual video game?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. This is like real. This is...
You can see where they spun this off, where they decided that this is a good idea to bring this to other platforms. Mm-hmm. But they did it in the worst possible way.
giving a shit.
What did Bert make you promise? Don't talk to nobody about the meteor, huh? Well, thank you for your time, boys. I gotta move on.
Why is your accent like that?
What?
Like this is Arizona. I noticed that in the other game too. Why do all these people have southern accents in fucking Arizona?
That's a good question. Yeah, that kind of isn't a thing in Arizona.
Also, are there farms like this in the desert?
Dirt farms.
Stud farms, apparently.
Yeah. Stud farms. Well, it turns out something's been sucking all the blood and guts out of the cows.
Okay, so yeah, there is a movie that was called It Came from the Desert that came out in 2017. Ooh, there he goes. I assume it has nothing to do with the game, but...
It is based on the game.
What?!
I had no idea this movie existed until last night. I know nothing about it. There is a trailer on YouTube. It's apparently very poorly received, but it is based on the Cinemaware game.
You're fucking kidding me!
It came from the desert. No shit.
My voice is cracking! No way! No way! No! No!
That's just the latest in several strange developments around this game.
Which version? The Amiga version or the NEC version?
That's a good question. I'd have to watch the movie to find out. Maybe it's based on the Genesis version. Everyone dies by stepping on anthills.
Starbreeze licensed it for
Oh, Starbreeze funded that movie.
What?
Oh shit, it's an ant part. Okay, I know what to do here. You gotta shoot the ants in the antenna, but it's going way too fast. I ran out of bullets. Oh my god! That was kind of spooky. Yeah, there are action sequences in this game, and they're pretty impressive. Did you see how big that ant was?
Yeah,
Oh, anyway, the ant sent us to the hospital. But luckily, we got a sexy nurse.
Hey,
She says we gotta stay here for 2 days. I say the ants are gonna eat us all up in 2 days. And she gives us a hint.
If we're talking about sexy nurses, can I ask a question about something I've wondered for a very long time?
Sure.
Why did Animaniacs have a sexy nurse?
'Cause everyone who made that show was horny.
That's true. That is a certifiable, genuine fact. Okay.
So here you get a choice. You can either accept the treatment and lose 2 days worth of time, or you can escape the hospital. And believe it or not, this has its own dedicated minigame, and that's kind of great. See, this game uses minigames too, but it does it in a way that it fits the story instead of just being like, oh, you're shooting dudes who are being eaten by ants now. Alright, we gotta get out of bed. Oh shit, get back into bed. There, it's fine.
I think it was over your face like, I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm dead fuck.
Dead person in here. Pay no attention. Yep, still dead.
You're still dead? Alright, we're out of here.
Alright, let's motor. Oh crap. No. Oh, jabbed me with a hypo. Guess we gotta accept their treatment. So that's neat. It doesn't turn into like this big action movie set piece or whatever. It's just you're some guy facing off against a giant ant, and sometimes you end up in the hospital. They strapped me down. You're gonna get better and you're gonna like it.
So, I guess we're all gonna get eaten by ants.
I guess so. Let's go to the hot springs. Also, this game's time frame is much, much longer than the Turbo CD one. I think this is 15 days long in all.
That's a hot springs.
Yeah?
A lot of construction going on in this town.
Sure is. And I'm not familiar with this game, so I don't know where to go. Ooh, K-Bug Radio. We get to talk to Cool Guy.
Her name is, what was it, Buzzy? Buddy? Bucky? Barry?
It's Greg.
It's Greg.
Oh no, wait, we're Greg.
She could be Greg, too.
We're all Greg here in Arizona. I'm just gonna go back home and go to sleep.
It's like 10:30 a.m.
I had a busy day.
It's 11 a.m.
You don't know me.
True.
We'll just sleep this off. Not much happening in this one lizard town. I looked to the south, and I saw...
Lizard?
I saw... Hold up, I'm thinking.
I hope it's a lizard.
Oh, it's the old geezer.
Oh!
Howdy doody, Doc.
He's not a lizard.
Anyway, like all of CinemaWare's games, you form these relationships with these characters, and stuff happens later in the game. They may live, they may die, and it's all part of this cohesive whole. The game's designed to be finished in 1 or 2 hours. But really, your main takeaway from this should be, this is awesome, and it turned to shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, they had a great concept here. It riffed on something that was popular in pop culture at the time. It had a reason to exist. It had an audience.
The writing in this version seems fine, too. It doesn't seem bad at all.
Yeah. But the developers saw this, and they decided, no, it's not enough. We gotta make it FMV. Gotta go Hollywood. I think the founder of the company actually said no one wants to play this computer animated bullshit. Like, people are going to look at computer graphics and just be like, this isn't Hollywood. This isn't what I see on TV. You got to go with the FMV.
And as you know, nowadays no one likes 3D graphics at all.
Yeah, that never caught on. Nowadays, the founder takes credit for Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty, claiming that they both ripped off his games. And I suppose in terms of action, this isn't really well suited to a stream, but I just wanted to give a good look at what the original game was like. That being, it was a game at some point, I promise.
Yeah, it wasn't just a series of badly pixelated, badly dithered images.
Actors yelling at you. Well, my girlfriend's kissing another guy. Better go home and get yelled at by my parents.
Yeah, that was so hostile.
It's depressing. Like, who wants to live that life? I want you to put me in the shoes of a superhero, or at least some guy with a lot of guns. Not some dude who gets yelled at by his mom. Shit, I can go back to San Antonio and live that anytime.
Your mom doesn't yell at you.
Yeah, she's cool. She's a better actor than most of those people in that game, too. Let's go to Hilber's Field. And of course you lose time based on how long you travel. That's all factored in. I suppose a big portion of this game is building suspense, just kind of slowly piecing together a narrative that gets more and more chilling as you go on.
Thank you, Abby, for mentioning that. There was a sequel to this game, Danny. It came from the desert too. Ant Heads. Yes!
Yeah, it was released as an expansion for this game. All it does is it uses the original graphics and just puts in new text. But it's also called Ant Heads. Let's take a flight.
I miss the 90s when we were putting heads after everything, like Toon Heads, Ant Heads.
Yeah, I'm a real ant head.
Me, personally, I'm a big time,
Oh, here we go. Let's take a flight.
I'm a plane head, you may call me.
Oh, I'm a total plane head.
Okay.
Go plane. Make plane go. Go in... No, don't. Oh, shit. There we go. Blow up the plane. I have no idea what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
Okay, go. Make plane go now.
Do you have to use, like, the, keyboard?
Oh, probably.
You have to probably type in, use air on plane.
Look at this, it's got destructible environments.
No, don't destroy this.
That's cool.
No!
Man, that's awesome.
That's so rude.
That's unnecessary, but awesome. Look at that. You say the ants are the only thing giving you trouble? I'll give you something to worry about.
And what's
I'm a
worse,
geologist with grenades.
the blown up buildings look like guts.
Yeah. The buildings get dino damage.
We're talking about things with head in them. Butthead, parrot heads, Beavis and Butthead, Deadheads,
Oh yeah, the deadheads.
Head of the class.
Uh-oh, the sun took its toll. I hope someone would find me before it was too late.
Are you dying in the desert?
I think so.
Coneheads, of course.
The game expects you to form alliances and talk to people and get them on your side. I'm just out here wandering, dying in the desert.
Oh.
Yeah, Coneheads. MTV's the head. Possibly the best head. We gotta escape this hospital. I can't waste the time. I don't think this is going anywhere. Would you all be too mad if I showed off another CinemaWare game?
I wouldn't care, but chat, was that okay? Can we switch?
I have something really good. I promise. Okay, I made it to the bathroom. Good.
Oh my god, Ditto Heads, yeah. Go for it, change. Let's see another go crazy,
Okay.
Go for it.
But anyway, you get the idea. This was a very advanced game for its time, and you can see why they wanted to spin it off into the world of CD-ROM. But boy, did it turn out badly, and that's really unfortunate. But let's relive the good times at CinemaWare when they were releasing games like The King of Chicago. This game, not to spoil things, this game is fucking amazing. You're gonna love this. I played some of this the other night. Is anyone familiar with this game?
L. Yes. H. Yes. King of Chicago.
Oh, you got
Thanks,
the
hotline.
you got it muted.
Oh, I do. Oh no. Sorry. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, enjoy the
There
music.
we go.
Smashing greetings to the champs, Bit Stoppers, The Cure. Yeah, I love The Cure.
Wizards, your favorite.
Wizards, Red Sector, ACF. Oh, all your favorites. Anyway, this game was way earlier. It was not made by CinemaWare proper. It was made by Doug Stone, who was an independent developer at the time. But it fit CinemaWare's MO, and it fit in well enough with the rest of the games in the catalog, so they decided to publish it under their banner.
Doug Stone, huh?
Yep.
Thanks, Terminator and Mad Matt.
Oh, this control is not ideal. Once again, I'm controlling this with a Wii remote. So we'll do the best we can. Now, if you want cinematics, this game's got it. Master Designer Software.
Okay.
And yeah, that clicking noise is the floppy drive.
Is that a pair of glasses? Oh,
Yeah.
It's an. Whoa, that's a fly.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I think to start you have to actually hit P for play. Am I right? Oh no! That's what worked last time. Maybe you just have to listen to the song.
This is some acid-ass jazz.
Mm-hmm. It's very noodly. Now, I'd never heard of this game until I saw Macar45 play it, and I fell in love. This game is like nothing else, and it's kind of great. Assuming it would ever start. Do I need to look up the manual? Okay, if anyone knows the button to press to start this game...
Space or enter?
Space or enter. Let's try that. Nope. Nope.
Right, it says right-click for menu, I'm hearing.
Let's right-click. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Thanks.
We're in. Now, you want to talk a game that puts you into the action. This is it.
This is I like the aesthetic already.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, spinning newspaper!
Yeah, check that out. Our man Capone, they got him. You know what they say, out with the old, in with the new. The old man will be driving up any minute.
No, but the flying is...
Too bad if some Southside mug gunned him down. So, do we want to kill the old man? We can put this off till later and make it look better for us, but he does have it coming.
Danny, this kind of rules.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll put the boys right behind me. We'll sweep those mugs into the gutter. I'm gonna rule this town. Okay, now we have to gun down the old man.
What is the music in this fucking game?
Old man's pulling up. We got one shot. Oh shit! I missed! I totally missed!
Oh no.
I blew it!
You're gonna kill your dad! But you'll
I'll get
kill
him
him
later
later
tonight. Don't worry about it.
Alright, Chad's talking about the Mac version of this game.
Oh my god, the Mac version is a fucking nightmare.
Wow!
They made all the characters literally out of wax and potatoes and scanned them in. This version looks a little bit better.
Danny, can you explain?
Yeah, I just did. They used wax and potatoes and scanned them in. That's literally what happened. That's why it looks like that. Oh yeah, if you don't make a choice, the game automatically proceeds. It just turns into a movie eventually. I better pay attention to this. So we're talking to the boys, trying to get them on our side for our eventual assassination of the old man. Yeah, don't you think the old man needs murdering?
You know, I don't disagree.
Me too, man. We're all getting edgy.
Getting some prime shape for a killing.
He looks sad. Let's see where he stands on the old man.
I kind of want to play the Mac version of this game.
Yeah, the Mac version had a really distinctive look, and yet it still had the same gameplay. Like, all the dialogue is exactly the same. It just looks completely strange. I also really like that this is a narrative-based game that's all based on dialogue choices.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually you get to the point where you can, like, oh, we got a nail bin down on this.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually you start managing the mob's finances and all that. It becomes kind of a strategy game.
Oh, God, that sounds fun.
But most of it is just talking to people and trying to get them on your side, trying to talk them into murders. Not without persuasion.
We all got uncles.
Hey, my uncle sells real estate too. Let's go into real estate. Screw this mob business. But, huh? It's a matter of uncles now? Ben's for real on this. Yeah, let's go with your two-uncle plan. Yeah, those graphics are amazing. Better find out how far he'll go with me. God, I wish I hadn't missed the old man. Yeah, let's work out a nice deal on some real estate in Florida. Real nice.
Gonna build that Celebration Florida next to Disney World.
You gotta do it right or wind up dead. Yeah, let's celebrate in Florida.
Alright, let's see. Electric Boogaloo mentions that,
Ben's a loser. Let's check in with the boys.
CinemaWare actually had a subdivision, not subdivision, but there was a, you ever heard of the studio Cineplay?
That sounds familiar.
It was a short-lived subsidiary of Will Vinton Studios. It had some CinemaWare people in it, including Doug Sharp. But the game they made, Free DC, didn't do well, and it was closed shortly after.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Hoover sucks.
Hoover sucks!
Bring me a Bible. I'm gonna put my hand on this Bible in this bathroom. I bet he wants to back me against the old man. Yeah, how about we all just get together and shoot him? Oh yeah, here we go. We got a mutiny on our hands. I like where this is going. But first, we gotta do some dirty business. Time to put your keister on the line.
Not my keister.
Okay, this time we aim lower. I gotta do it. I won't miss this time. Oh yeah, that pasted on head.
It's kind of big.
The old man is old in a young man's world. Oh, there he is. We don't gotta do the drive-by, we can just blast him. Or should we say no hurry? Let's see what he's gotta say first. See if he has any last words. Flap your lips.
Damn, Pinky.
Well, there won't be a fight. Oh, we can talk him into retiring. But a slug will do the job quicker.
No!
Had enough of this. We gotta gun him down. Pinky gets the drop on the old man. Here we go. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Got him. I'm a dead man.
Well, you killed him.
It's also neat that you can wait till later. Like, if we gunned him down in his car, stuff would have progressed from there, but instead we have to deal with the ramifications of him being in his office.
Here comes Ben. Look at the dead...
Let's use my Southside assassination story.
Sounds good.
Yeah, in his office. It was real weird. Better plug him, too.
No, Danny! He's with you!
I didn't want to have to do this, Ben. I gotta plug everyone. Down the slippery slope of murder to the pool of blood at the bottom.
Jesus! Fucking rip!
I got it. You got me. Oh shit!
What?
Oh no, there was another dude there.
Yeah,
he heard me do all the killing. He was just a punk in a hurry with more gun than brains. Pinky had something, just not enough of it. Oh, this is our eulogy. This is our mom. My baby! He was always full of mischief.
Oh, sorry, Mom.
I loved him bad as he was.
I'm dead.
That's the end.
Hey, this game kicks ass.
Yeah, this game's kind of amazing. And it just really goes to show what kind of stuff CinemaWare was doing back then, before the great downfall. Oh yeah, the original version, I think it was Doug Sharp himself who formed the Potatoes and the Waxworks.
Oh, that's so good.
We got enough time for one more game. Let's do that.
One more, yeah.
Yeah, just one more. This time let's blast him right at the beginning.
Sounds good.
If we get the chance. And then maybe don't go on a killing spree in the office, because there's kind of a lot of people hanging around. Spacebar.
Right-click is how you did it.
Yeah, but I don't have a right-click.
But then how'd you get it started last time?
It just kind of started after a few seconds, I think.
Okay. Well...
I'm really curious if anyone here has played this. Like, what are the common thoughts on this game? Because I gotta admit, looking at old PC games, that is not a scene I was in back then. This is an outsider's perspective. They call me Console Joe.
You know, same here, and this is... I won't lie, I am probably going to try to track down and play the Mac version of this tonight, because this seems super appealing.
Mm-hmm. if you want to play the DOS version, that's actually emulated on archive.org. You can play it right now in your browser.
Is the Mac version emulated?
Possibly.
Ooh.
By most accounts, this is the best looking version, though. Alright, we're back. Little man's gotta dream big. And we're dreaming of murder.
Yeah, it looks like no one in chat's really played the game when it came out, except for Avi, but most folks is like new to them, and...
Now's the right time.
Do it!
I
Kick
won't
this
miss.
loser's ass.
Oh, we're gonna blast him when he comes through those doors. Okay, we got a little bit of a narrative shift here. Let's get my gat ready.
Thank you, Ides of Merge.
Wait till he sees this. Come on in, old man. Is that opportunity knocking?
Opportunity for murder.
Oh, it's Bull. Okay. Thanks, Bull.
You're a real pal.
Oof.
He almost murdered Bull.
That also shows the different branches the story can take. Like, sometimes it's the old man, sometimes it's your friend. And if he's really your friend, he won't mention trying to blow away the old man. Yeah, let's do things the right way this time. The boys, they're looking for a change. And once we convince them, then we can give the old man the boot. What are friends for but to step on as you head for the top? I gotta say, I really like these interstitial scenes.
I like the interstitial. I actually do love the fly, I won't lie.
Uh-oh, we got a disagreement.
This could be good.
This could be good. Yes, drag him. Scarface? Yeah, well, Mr. Capone's in the slammer now. I'll stick around. I like gossip about mobsters.
You're here for the mob drama.
Yeah. Oh, we're part of a legitimate insurance company, apparently. I love the old man. How dare you?
Damn, Pinky, I love it. Like, where did you come from?
I heard you bitching.
Oh, wow.
I'll give you a bullet. Let's dig. Yeah, me too. He wasn't actually saying that, but he got peer pressured into it. That's awesome. That's real subtle. I like that. Yeah, you guys was talking bad about the boss, so I guess I was too.
I also hate the boss.
Maybe we could talk business.
Just call me Jimmy the Boss Hater.
Alright, Mr. Tough Guy. Oh, it's Keister time. Let's do it. Should I get Ben to do it? No, I gotta do this. I have to do this myself. I do like killing.
I like killing too, and isn't that what video games are all about?
Mm-hmm. Come to think of it, I wonder if there's a timer for the shooting sequences. I'm gonna give him some time here. I got the drop on him. All of a sudden, my aim ain't so steady. Whoa, hey, oh, God, oh, I can't do it. I just... Oh, no! He had a gun!
Danny!
I didn't think he would have a gun. Why didn't I think he would have a gun? Anyway, our ambition dies in a pool of blood. Never got to the point where we got to check out the mob spreadsheets. Tell Mama Tell Mama. I'll tell your mama. You're feeding the fishes.
Damn.
Damn, we got fed to the fishes. Wow. So I learned you do have a time limit during those sequences. Oh no, they're actually doing it! Oh, I can't say we didn't deserve it. Many ways to die, many ways to blow away the old man. Oh man, our mom and girlfriend didn't even get to hear about that. We just got the cement shoes and that's it. Well, it's a hard world out here in Chicago, and someday I'll be the king of it, but that day is not today. Check out The King of Chicago. Seriously, the easiest way you can do it is go on archive.org, look for King of Chicago. DOS version is playable right there, and it's not as good looking as this one, but it's still pretty neat, and it gets the point across. Poor Cinemaware, right?
Yeah!
I would have loved to see them make more games like this, and instead they just... Oh, they could not spend money fast enough. Jeez. Oh, in a better world, Cinemaware might still be with us. But at least we'll always have the King of Chicago.
Thank you, King of Chicago. Keep killing them all, boss.
Keep kinging. Just keep it up. Good job being the King of Chicago. Who's the King of Chicago right now? Is that like Louis the 14th now?
Yeah, that sounds about right. If you're from Chicago, I assume that everyone who lives in Chicago is the King of Chicago, King or Queen or ruler of Chicago.
If you live in Chicago, you can be the King of Chicago. All you gotta do is gun down the old man. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah, just
We're done here.
Are we?
Yeah, that's enough Cinemaware.
Oprah is the king. Oprah is the King of Chicago. All right, you're on your own. I'm not gunning down shit.
No, the game's starting over again. We gotta quit.
We gotta go.
Oh wow.
Oh, I love him.
Okay, Alex, I think Alex took that image from a magazine promoting It Came from the Desert.
Yes, I did.
Like, you're supposed to look at that and think, wow, this is the future of gaming.
Yeah, it was an EGM special section about sci-fi and video games, and they were like, look at this great image.
Man. Well, some people were convinced by It Came from the Desert. Not enough, though. And that's another story of the horrors of game development, brought to you by the Retro Pals. Cinemaware was on top of the world until they weren't. And boy, what a quick and painful downfall that was. Few people could do that badly, like releasing their killing game in 1990 and then going bankrupt in 91. But that's what happened. That's what happened way back when the industry didn't know where it was headed, what things were happening. All they knew was they needed to invest heavily in CD-ROM at the expense of everything else. Hope you enjoyed going with us on that story, that twisted tale of horror tonight.
Yeah.
It's fun to retrace the steps of the industry, occasionally like this. We're Retro Pals.
We are.
We do this sort of thing every week. You can go to patreon.com/retropals to vote for our weekly streams. Every Wednesday we play whatever our patrons want to see. And this week they said they wanted to see the story of the idiot developer who wasted it all. And that is Cinemaware to a T.
But it's like, you can't blame them. They didn't know that the TurboGrafx-16 CD would look like
You shouldn't have made an exclusive deal. That was a horrible idea. Anyway, there's a lot to be said about Cinemaware. Go look on your local internet for discussion regarding this. Amiga fans are especially pissed that it turned out this way, because they lost some of their best games. They could have made so many more games, and yet it didn't work out. We're also on YouTube, youtube.com/retropals. Go there and listen to the first episode of our podcast.
Yes.
Which we released just this week. It's brand spanking new podcast from the Retro Pals.
It's great.
Give it a listen, let us know what you think. I'm going to look for someone to host. Alex, wrap us up.
We're also on Twitter at twitter.com/retropalshq. We post when we go live there. We post when we have new videos on YouTube, and we also post our Mascot Friday polls. And if you want to see us again, we will be streaming Friday at 8 p.m. Central. We will be playing 2D, 3D mascots.
It's a 2D week, and I think we are way overdue for some Turbo Duo mascots.
Oh boy.
So check our Twitter on Friday afternoon to vote for your favorite PC Engine and TurboGrafx-16 mascots. We have quite a few of them left over. We're past Impossible and Darkwing Duck, so hopefully the worst is over. Who we doing here? Who we streaming? Okay, Macaw is playing Sim Safari, so that's an option if you want to check that out. Chubo... Wait a minute. You're not really playing this, are you? I gotta make sure.
We're checking something here.
There's no way you'd ever have any reason to play this game.
It won't load for Danny.
Alright, alert. Battle stations, this is not a drill. Chubo is playing Yogi's Big Cleanup for the Commodore Amiga. This game has an excellent soundtrack, as does its sequel. He might have already played that, but if he hasn't, I hope you can see some Yogi 2 action tonight, because boy does that have a good soundtrack.
God, that music's so good.
This game's good too, though, so enjoy the Yogi Bear on Amiga action at Chubo, and we'll see y'all on Friday. Thanks for watching.
See ya, folks.